Well, at the moment, it's quite rocky, only because we've got 21, 22 knots of wind at the moment against the tide, but that's where we've got to get to anyway. We've got to get over to Nara Inlet, which is right over there. But unfortunately, we're going against the tide, against the chop, and against the wind. So, and it's too hairy to put up the sails at this time with 21, 22 knots. So at the moment, we're just in the loop, but at the moment, a little bit up and down. Got 3 rods out, nothing yet. Beautiful one day, perfect the next, eh? Just be rocky and rolling. Not sure if you can hear me alright. You get some good cabbies. Probably won't show you as much on there as what it really is if you just look at the horizon about how much water you can see compared to how much sky you can see with it rocking around. At the moment it's not too bad. We've got a couple of good sets roll in, a couple up here, there's a couple there. Well, we've had it crash underneath the hole. There's another couple of ones as well. So the audio quality wasn't the greatest on this one. The motor sort of drowned out what I was trying to say, but basically we'd just come past the navigational markers into Nara Inlet and cruising on around about 3 or 4 knots just down the middle of the channel. Got to be very wary of the reef on both the north and the south of the actual inlet, which is to the left and to the right of the screen now. There's about 6 or 7 boats already down there, but we want to tuck ourselves down the back part of that inlet as much as possible for the maximum amount of protection. And also I wanted to go to the Aboriginal paintings, which I needed to get the tender boat to, so it just reduced that amount of tender boat drive over there, but you'll see that very shortly with the Aboriginal paintings. Time to leave the mothership. Let's go and explore. Let's get this baby going. Yeah, for a 15 horsepower motor with one person on here, it's got a lot of grunt, so I'm going to try and clip this on somewhere. So if I was to fall off, sorry for the close-up, the motor's going to turn off. There we go. But we don't want that to happen. Alright, let's go. Sunny's trying to make its way out. Okay, once you come ashore to the end of Nara Inlet, you can't miss the walking track. You're pretty much faced with some steps carved out of the rocks leading up towards the Aboriginal paintings. So this site dates back to almost 9,000 years ago. It's the oldest sites discovered so far on the east coast of Australia. And the Nagaro people have been living in the Whitsundays for many thousands of years before it was obviously discovered by the Europeans. Unfortunately though, the Nagaro society was destroyed by warfare with traders, colonists, and even the Australian Native Police forcibly relocated the remaining Nagaro people in the 1870s to a penal colony on Palm Island, to assist with their lumber mills of Brampton Island and force them into labour, which is pretty sad. So up ahead here, you've got a sort of a plaque on a rock that you place your hand into the etched palm print there, and it just asks you to think about the generation of the people who walked there long ago. And actually says, we, the Ngara people, ask you to think about our ancient ones and ask their permission to continue to this special site. So basically it's asking you to follow the footsteps of their ancestors. So up here a little bit further, you come to the bordered walk, and I didn't actually get any photos saved on file, but I've just grabbed these off of Google. And these are actually presumed to be sea turtle shells. And that was actually their prominent food source in the Whitsundays, and they actually caught these around Nara Inlet and also took them over to the mainland as well for food. And then heading back down the steps, we come to a nice little opening. I'm blessed with a view like that even on an overcast day. Renee stayed on board as she had recently undergone a surgery. She had a tumour on her spinal cord, so she wasn't able to get off the boat at all. Very limited in what she could do. But now making my way back to the boat, and it was sort of late afternoon here, and time to start cooking a bit of dinner. Obviously, we just started the barbecue. We realised that our Woolworths order has been messed up, but anyway, got some steak on the barbie. We've got the tunes on, got a few wraps ready to go. We're going to chop them all up, put them in wraps, and that'll be us for the night. Well, that was our first night of 2 weeks, and now just leaving Nara Inlet, and we were going to head down to Sid Harbour, staying in Sawmill Bay for the evening. Didn't do a lot of footage on this day. I think we're just relaxing and just enjoying the moment. I've got a second reef in here because we were sitting around about 16-17 knots of wind. It was sort of gusting above 20, and I had to do the sails on my own. As I said, Renee had just recently had surgery, so was heading towards North Mole Island there, and I was just sort of tacking back and forth. I'm just pointing there to where we want to go, but just cruising along at 6 knots and just taking our time. But yeah, that was about the footage I got for that day.
Coming into Hamilton Island, where we'll meet Nathan and Tiana. Bit cloudy, but still nice.
I know. Alright, coming into Hamilton Island. We'll have a pilot come out and meet us, direct us into a berth, which will basically be a long runway strip. It won't be into a pen as such. It'll probably be on the H berth, but not bad having a house on this island.
We've got the pilot coming in.
There you go. How are you? Good. I've done, yeah. I've only been on like hired bear boats, but this is the first time we've actually gone on our own.
Cool, man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
No worries. So I'm just going with the site, so you can follow me through to your boat.
Yeah, you're going to H?
We're going to H, yeah,
Everyone's left?
Maybe one or two left.
Right. So heaps of room. So it's blowing off the dock at the moment, ain't it?
It will be, but it's a lot less windy in there, so it's not real much at all, mate.
What do you suggest, going in bow first or stern?
Yep, now first, I'll be on the dock, just point it straight at me.
Yep.
We'll talk through from there.
I'll get my wife to try and throw it over to you, but she's had a tumour removed on a spinal cord a couple of months back, so she's limited with what she can do.
Mate, I think we'll be able to stand and show each other. Nice and slow. Alright.
No worries.
See you there.
Cheers.
I'll just zoom in.
Well, we parked the boat safely into the dock and were met by a very good friend of mine, John. Him and his wife have been staying at this house with their 2 children for the last week and had kindly invited us to spend the evening with them and have dinner. It worked out quite well because we had organised for Nathan and Tiana to fly into Hamilton that evening, and then we would stay on board the boat in the marina and then continue on our journey in the Whitsundays, sailing around for the next couple of weeks. So if you've liked what you've seen so far, there's plenty more to come. Hit the subscribe button, click on the notification bell, give us a thumbs up, and look forward to seeing you on the next episode.